Fishing family, how in the world did I get two 9-inch Garmin graphs from Bass Pro Shop for $5.99? Did I steal them? Looks like it's going to be a good day for some fishing. I'm going to go grab my kayak and I'm going to head down to the river real quick and I'm going to tell you the story and I want your opinion. We'll be right back. So as I was setting up the story, I've been wanting to invest in some graphs for a little John boat or my kayak that I'm setting up, and I figured I would wait between Thanksgiving and Christmas because around those times you can always kind of come across some deals. And lo and behold, around Thanksgiving, Mr. Johnny Morris's Bass Pro Shop flyer shows up at my house. There's goodies all in it, man. It's just like Christmas for adults. And sure enough, the one of the two graphs that I've been looking at was listed for sale. It's a Garmin graph that goes with the live scope setup, and it's a 9-inch graph. I was looking at either a 9 or a 10, but so this graph is normally $1,050, and they had it marked down to $5.99. So I thought, well, no time better than now. Let's just go ahead and commit and we'll buy it. So I order it like clockwork. The email notification, hey, your order's been processed. I get a cell phone notification that it's shipped. It'll be there in 2 days, and man, Bass Pro Shop knocked it out of the park. 2 days it shows up, packaged, awesome, not even a dent in any of it, and that's awesome. Fast forward 2 days later, and I get another email confirmation that my order's been shipped, and I was like, maybe they just doubled up. I'm confused. So 2 days later, just like clockwork, UPS shows up at the house and drops the box off. Well, at the time I'd ordered something else, and I was thinking it was the other item I had ordered, and I get inside, open up the box, and lo and behold, it's a second Garmin graph, just like the one that had already been shipped 2 days ago. So I start thinking, I'm like, did I make a mistake? Did I get two when I put it in a shopping cart? So I quickly log on to my account, peck typing of course, and no, I do not need to update my confidential information, and no, I'm not a robot. I finally get into my bank account. I go back to the date I'm looking, I'm scrolling through, I'm looking, and there's one charge. And the little dark side on this side of my shoulder goes,
winner, winner, fish dinner. You just got two graphs for the price of one. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it! Yeah!
Their mistake is your lucky break. This side starts rationalizing all this stuff. Now, I can sit here and agree. I can say, yeah, you're right, you're right. I didn't steal it. I didn't walk into Bass Pro Shop and shove it under my jacket and walk out. I didn't. But does that make it right? Someone made a mistake. And this other side starts chiming in, and it says, I've got two words for you, Trey. Rationalization and integrity. Rationalization and integrity. And so the conversation ensues between the left side of my shoulder and the right side. And I'm like, well, I didn't steal this. I was like, you do realize Mr. Morris is a billionaire. I didn't say millionaire, I mean billionaire with a B. And you start doing this rationalization. You can say, there's months I might not even have 2 red pennies to rub together after I paid all my bills. You know, and hey, Robin Hood, he took from the rich and gave to the poor. That's noble, very noble. You start doing this rationalization in your head. And then the voice on the right speaks up again and it says, integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's looking. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, well, yeah, I do. And then another voice speaks up and drowns out both of these guys. And it says, Trey, I give you free will. You can choose to do what you want. Just know there are consequences to your actions. And so I started thinking through that. The good side of me knows, hey, I ordered one, I didn't order two. Someone made a mistake, and I only paid for the one. Mr. Morris wouldn't notice this thing missing. I start doing all this. But you know, the thing is, it takes a lifetime to build integrity, and you can destroy it over one small incident. And I didn't want to do that. And I felt like God had put me through a test to say, are you going to pass this test or are you going to fail it? Your actions have consequences. Now, I could keep that underground. No one would probably ever know it until I posted a video about it. But I'm going to tell you, the bad that would come from that thing would probably mess up on me probably in 2 weeks' time. It would end up fouling something else out on my boat, or on my boat. Somehow it ended up causing something else, and I promise you I would end up paying 10 times in fixing stuff that ill-gotten graft that I kept cost me. Or I could say, you know what, I'm gonna do the right thing. This isn't mine. I don't care whether Mr. Morris is a billionaire. I wasn't there when he was selling soft plastics and little flyers, getting his business going up. He earned that business. He worked for that, and I didn't. That's his merchandise, and it's not mine. If I want the second graph, I could call and pay for it. So I decided I'm not gonna do it. Now, this video is not to be I'm Mr. Goody Two Shoes, because I promise you I am not. Ask my wife, I am not a good individual. I do try to better myself and become a better person. Hey, we're all a work in progress. So don't miss the message for the messenger. I'm a flawed messenger. But the message, I think, is good. I think this needs to be heard by people so that this message can be spread. Because I promise you, one way or another, it will affect you, someone in your family, or someone that you know personally. I bet this happens all the time. I know it's happened to me. Be at a restaurant, single mom waiting on me, doing a great job, and she just in a mistake ends up not seeing that $20 bill in between the 3 ones that she was trying to give me back. And you look at that and you're like, your blood pressure spikes. You're like, oh my goodness, I'm so tight on money right now. I got a free meal. You know what? This restaurant makes a ton of money. Well, why not keep it? I mean, I'll give her $3 more extra in a tip, make myself feel good. But the thing is, you're not seeing the action after. So that restaurant owner could go to that hard-working Rachel and say, you know what, Jill, I'm sorry that you made this mistake, but you know, with all this COVID situation going on, we are so tight on money right now, and I'm gonna have to take that $20 out of your tips for the night. I'm sorry, but I can't afford to cover the mistake. Your ill-gotten gains could end up being on the back of that individual that was doing you a service and waiting on you. I think we need to think about stuff like that. This world is becoming darker and darker every day. I cannot turn the news on or read the paper and just all the bad that's going on. So please don't miss the message for the messenger. Think about things when you do that. I promise you. What if it was your child at school and they have gotten up and you give them their lunch money, and at lunchtime they get up and just in a Error, mistake, they reach in their pocket and drop their lunch money out. And little Johnny, sitting behind him, sees that money. And he thinks, man, I could put that money in my pocket. I could get me some baseball cards. Who knows what I could get with that. And then there, your little daughter or son could go hungry that day because they lost that. Or this message could have been shared with Johnny by his parents. And says, hey, Johnny, these are ill-gotten gains. Don't miss forest for the trees. It may feel good to put that little ill-gotten money in your pocket for the moment, but it affects somebody in some way. And your choices have consequences. It could come back to bite you. Wouldn't you feel better if Johnny spotted that and his heart swelled up and be like, this is my opportunity to do a good deed. Hey, Susie. Hey, Rob. Hey, I just noticed you dropped your money. Hey, let me pick this up. Hey, I didn't want you to miss your lunch today. And your child looks at him and says, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that friendship may even bond there, from that act of kindness. So if I ask you to do anything, I don't want any notability from this video. I feel like God tested me with this to see if I would pass the test and show him that I do have integrity, or I'm working to improve my integrity. And then would he pass that message along? I hope this thing gets shared to people, and I hope it's just like when you pick a dandelion and you blow that pretty silvery top and all those seeds spread out. I hope that you guys will be the wind behind this and will spread this seed far and wide, and that it will fall on fertile soil and it'll make people think. I promise you, this deed will affect someone you know. And I hope that you'll spread this message. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you so much. I hope this has brought a little light into this dark world that we're living in right now. And I hope it blesses you. Hey, and I've got a little saying I always say to the subscribers on my channel. I do fishing stuff. I always say, grab your poles, call up your buddies, get out there and make some memories. Give me some elbow. And I love you guys. I really do mean that when I say it. I do love you guys, and I hope this message will spread far and wide. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.